G'day, my name's Brian from BsianTech. We're going to have another chat about this crucial P5 Plus. It's a PCIe NVMe SSD, and this is Crucial's first entrance to the PCIe Gen 4 market. So this drive is going to be quick regardless. Now, this video is sponsored by Crucial, so thank you very much. But what we're going to do is something different today. Now, I'm not going to throw a lot of numbers out there because quite simply, I don't own or have a lot of PCIe Gen 4 SSDs to have this compared to. I have a few SSDs that are PCIe Gen 3, and really this is going to blow those out of the water anyway. But what I'd like to do is actually have a chat about the importance or even just the advantages of having a faster SSD in your computer and what it could benefit you in a lot of things. Now, you'll probably see me talk about the 2280 format. As you can see, this is a longer and this is a 2280 format in a lot of my previous video about upgrading if there's actually room for it. And this is what this really is. Now, what we're going to have a talk about is one of the previous advantages of having a fast SSD like this Crucial P5 Plus. And that is in professional software, and a lot of them, for example, what I have done is a lot of video editing. Now, having a faster drive in video editing has about two really big functions of what this is. Of course, besides storage of the data itself, but accessing and also playback of this data. Now, when I did my testing with having a PCI Gen 3 or versus a Gen 4, and the two drives are different. They all have the maximum drive. This one can do about 6,000 megabytes for read, and the other one can only do about 3,300 megabytes for read. But either way, it doesn't really matter because when I was doing the export of a project, my typical project that you see on this channel, it was pretty much the same amount of time using the same amount of hardware. So the only difference was the SSD. And so with exporting for video editing, it doesn't make much of a difference. But I'll tell you what really makes a big difference, and unfortunately it doesn't really show up in a lot of benchmarks, and that is the scrubbing and the live playback of the videos as you're editing the video. That is something you definitely intangibly feel of having a faster storage. And for myself, I find having a much more reactive live playback experience is much more important than having faster export times. And why I say that is because I'm actually in front of the computer and I feel every part of even having to wait for live playback. And whereas export, I can pretty much just set that process off and I can pretty much walk away, have a cup of coffee or do something else and then come back once it's all done. Now, as you're working with 4 or 6 or even 8K, the faster storage is going to help even more. So that is very important, having fast storage for video editing. As for the photo editing, you're not going to feel crazy amount of difference, but for those who actually work with large files and work with multiple layers and lots of layers, those people are going to benefit from having a faster storage, and especially when you're saving that file. If you do a lot of auto saves, that is going to help you out because that can actually stop your work while it does the auto save. Now, for those who actually use a photo catalog editing software, like for example, Adobe Lightroom, faster storage will make a big difference compared to photo editing. And why I say that is because with the photo catalog, it's going to search through all the photos as they are going to be loaded into RAM. They're going to be stored on your storage drive. So having a faster storage is going to help massively with photo cataloging softwares. As for office applications like Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, you're not going to feel crazy amount of performance increase of having a faster storage. Of course, as you're doing saves for those files, and those files are larger, you do feel a little bit of it, but generally I wouldn't say you'll feel a massive performance increase by having a faster storage. But where you do feel the difference is in your email program, as you're searching through your emails, as well as for those who actually work with email archives that's stored on storage drives like this SSD. So those are going to have a big performance increase for having faster storage, as it's going to check on the hard drives. The reads and writes are going to help with those speeds there. With other professional softwares like CAD and also 3D Work, unfortunately I don't major in those, but I definitely know that faster storage is going to help those massively as well, as those people who actually do run those will also have a lot of RAM. And what RAM is, random access memory, is really just for very quick memory like storage but much even quicker, so they can have that used as cache or very temporary swap space there. Now I'm going to touch a little bit about swap space as well. Now having swap space in Windows is generally something that it actually uses, and having a faster storage is going to help that swap space. You'll actually find that in under system preferences or system properties, and under the advanced tab you'll see a performance little section there, and under the advanced, if you click on that, you'll find virtual memory. Now what virtual memory is, it uses your storage drive as if it's RAM or random access memory, which is that quicker accessing storage space for the cache, and also temporary space where you can use for those files it needs to pull. So, and having fast storage is going to help you generally overall on any applications that's going to be. So that's fantastic. Also, Crucial is running a giveaway competition between the 4th of July to the 25th of September in 2022. And of course, anyone who purchased a legible product from Crucial will also be given a free copy of Guild Wars 2. Now, I'll put a link in the description below for the details you want to check that out. Now, this is for the ANZAC, so that's for Australia and New Zealand. With games, you're going to experience faster load times of the game itself, and also in between the levels. And of course, you're going to have faster save times for your game. So generally, having a faster storage is going to give you a much better experience on the computer, as well as the applications that you run. So I definitely say having a faster storage is a good thing. Now, I hope you find the video informative or enjoyed it. If you need to support my channel, smash that like button for me. If you haven't done already, subscribe to my channel by hitting that subscribe button on the screen. I do try to upload a new video every week. If you want to support me further, I've got membership by hitting that join button right next to the subscribe button. And as always, imperfections in life makes it beautiful and interesting. And I'll see you next video.